H in the day, H in the day, H in the day. We give you praise, we give you praise, we give you praise. Your holy name, your holy name, your holy name, your holy name. Submit to your ways, submit to your ways, submit to your ways. H in the day, H in the day, H in the day. We give you praise, we give you praise, we give you praise.
Got it.
All right, everyone. Peace and blessings, and welcome again to Yazoo Apparel Mall, a showcase in Let's Talk. My name is Corinne Ife Aloha, and I am here with Brother Alberto and Sister Shonda. And today we are going to be talking about graphics dedicated. And this brother is doing some amazing things. So he's not just, doing graphic design, but he's also teaching it. So we're going to be talking about two things today. So, Brother Alberto, go right ahead and introduce yourself, and let's get started.
Hi, how's it going, everybody? My name is Alberto Hewlett. I'm the founder of Graphixicated. It's myself and my wife primarily in the business. We do graphic design, illustration, and animation. It's not limited to just that, but it's surrounded around that. So we do little animations around the place. We do illustrations, vehicle wraps, flyers. We do some marketing as well for for companies that are still like coming off their feet and stuff like that. And at the moment, that's what we do. I also teach, like we were saying earlier, I teach a foundation in graphic design course. I do a visual arts course. And I also do some of the one-on-one life drawings, depending on the need of the client.
Wow, I've seen your work. I mean, wow, what amazing talent you have. When did you discover this talent? Like, how long have you been doing this? When the Most High bless you with a gift, it's usually when I was a kid. I've always dreamt of doing this. So when did you discover this talent you have?
I'm on the nail. When I was a child. I always had, it started off with just drawing and creating stuff. I had a love for creating and then just drawing and not only replicating, but creating things and figuring out how it worked. The first time I saw some animation, I think it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I kind of freaked out and I was like, I want to do that. Before that, I wanted to be a mad scientist. Well,
oh my goodness!
Yeah, my mother was like, "You can be both."
Well, I'm glad you're not a mad scientist and that you're doing this instead.
Technically, I am. I get to create worlds. I get to do illustrations of from reality. So I get to be of the two worlds. As I got older, I mean, I just kept going. I kept drawing. My mother was like, "Oh, my father and my mother was like, oh, you're serious about this?" And like, yeah. And so they say, well, keep going, because if you're interested in something you like, you obsess about it. You do it day and night. You're doing it all the time. And that's what happened with me. I kept seeing new techniques. I kept trying to learn. I remember I told my father one day, I want a computer. I need a computer. And he took me to a junkyard and he says, oh, there you go, build one. So he gave me all the parts and I built my own computer.
Whoa. Well, wow.
I built the computer. Each and every week we'll go to different companies are throwing out computers and I'd be like, oh, I can upgrade now.
Wow, I didn't even know that you could even do that.
One day he said, I need this for my business. And I'm like, I'll give it a try. I did a flyer. I remember doing a little animation before for one of his drinks. And he's like, oh, this is awesome. I didn't have the programs I used, what's it called again? Media. It was for Windows XP at the time. It's that old. I was using animation. I was using Paint. Do you know Windows Paint? It comes with every
Uh,
computer. I was drawing with the mouse.
mhm. Oh,
But
that's
it came out
difficult.
really good and they loved it and they had it on their show reels everywhere. And I was like, I want more of this.
Yeah,
And
I can't even do a signature with my mouse. It just comes out all jacked up.
so
But
when I
I see
finished high
all
school,
that work
oh, I'm sorry.
behind you, all of the designs that are on a scroll behind you, and that just looks so amazing. Like you are quite busy with your work. When you're developing your art, where do you find your inspiration
Ooh,
when you're in the development stage?
oh, it's a good question. Like I tell a lot of my students, one of the things you can't be, it makes me cringe a little bit when persons tell me they're bored. I'm like, you can't be bored out here. This is a humongous world. You got
Mhm,
two hands, 2 feet, eyes. Inspiration is out there, is everywhere. So find it,
mhm.
even if you need to isolate yourself, which most of the times that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Isolate yourself and find yourself and find yourself.
Mhm.
It's a big help when you know who you are
Yeah.
to be creative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you stay fresh? How do you stay current? Like,
Or you have to keep up with what's the latest out there. And most of the times just try not to do the same thing. Sometimes you have to do the same thing to perfect that one style, but you have
mhm,
to be looking out all the time. You got eyes, you don't see the same thing all the time. You have to be keep looking out and keep training,
mhm.
just like bodybuilders.
Well, take us on a journey through your design process. Like, when someone comes to you and say, like, me, for instance, can you do what all of that scroll that you have behind you? Can you do that for my business? Um, take us on that journey. What do you do?
So
How do
let's say
you
you
start?
wanted a flyer or a logo. I would try and dig into your personality and what you like. So I would ask you questions around what kind of person are you? What things do you like? Give me 3 colors that you like, and I'll let you know if those 3 colors work together work well with each other, or I'll figure it out of making it work without making it cringy.
Yeah.
um, I say, what's your idea? Because I like to take persons' ideas
Mhm.
and work and making it work. Because what did my father used to call me? The fiddler. Where I would take a problem and make it work.
Yeah.
And I I get joy, fun out of fixing something, figuring it out. So
Mhm.
I would sit with it and work with it and fail a million times until I get it. And I don't feel bad about if the person doesn't like it, because that feedback is good feedback for me.
Mhm.
No, okay, good. So that's definitely not what they want.
Yeah. You know, when you're a graphic designer and you're designing something from for someone, you have to get into the mind of that person, you know? Um, and so I know that, to get into the mind of that person so that you could portray on paper, take out what they have envisioned in their mind and put it on paper.
You have
It's
to
an
be flexible within
amazing.
yourself as well.
Mhm.
So a lot of this is a mistake a lot of artists make a lot of times is they're fixed on their look. They get fixed on their look, so then they can't sync with the client.
Mhm.
So you have to be flexible in your look and to be able to let the client know whether their idea works for what they want.
Right. I
Also,
see Sister Shonda has a question there.
Yeah, Brother Hewlett, how close are you to going into animation? Because that's already moving, and the first thing that comes to mind, just even that clip back there, exactly. So how close are you wanting to really go full-fledged into doing animation? Because we have a lot of good children's books
I'm
out here,
already
and
I'm already in it. I'm already in it.
what?
That's what my degree. That's what my degree is in animation, illustration, and graphic design. I do for fun. Animation is my love.
So do you have any projects coming out? Any cartoons, or are we missing it? Do you run them on a YouTube channel?
Not yet. There's two I was working on, which I had to put on the back burner because of other animation projects I've been working on. There's one I'm working on. They were doing a comic, but I want to convert that comic. It's basically Bible stories, but I want to translate them to its original likeness. You
Right.
understand what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you this question. How long will it take you? Just say like we wanted to turn a book into maybe a 10 or 15-minute animation. How long of a work time would that require for you? I'm
10,
asking
15
all
minutes.
these questions for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I would say like 2 to 5 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes of animation could take about
That
three to
fast?
4 months,
Oh, oh wow. Two to
depending on
three
um
minutes.
depending on the style and the frame rate.
I could see.
Oh,
I
okay.
could see that going on for three.
Okay.
It takes me forever to
Yeah.
just do an edit on a video.
I give that time
Okay.
because of course there's gonna be the editing is what takes the longest part because
Mhm.
you have to approve the
Right.
final piece, and that's normally where the time where the time comes in. Most of the time
Comes
when you
in.
watch a movie, it's been done probably a year before. The editing
Right.
is the longest part,
Mhm.
getting it just
Right.
right to throw out into the public. But
Okay.
if we made a comic prior to it, it makes it a lot easier when it comes to the scene and storyboarding. Because
Mhm.
the first part of it is the storyboard. Once you get the storyboard and we approve the storyboard, then we slide into the animation bits where I would say we're gonna work on scene one for this month, and then I'll do the
So is
scene. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I know I cut you off. I'm sorry. But
That's all right.
so is it easier to take a book then and turn it into the animation, because you really don't have to like think of, you might want to add or take away some
You
things,
would
but you
add.
really don't have to think of the, yeah, of the concept. So you would just
Mhm.
be like, you take the book and then make it into an animation.
Does make
You
it
know, isn't
easier,
that a little
yes.
bit easier? Okay.
Does
Okay.
it does make it easier because then that would cut out a lot of, oh, what's the style? What's the style is gonna be like? Because then the style has already been
Right.
created. And then for me to just replicate that and do
Right.
the scenes, it could be done a lot quicker. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Do you have a like a price listing for uh
Can barely hear you, sis.
Oh yeah, sorry, your mic went down, but I heard the question. I do have a price listing. I'm gonna have to release that on my website. I'm gonna have to release that again. It has to be revamped, but I would release that price listing. I'm
okay,
gonna drop a flyer we could share on Yam.
okay, good. So I want to ask you about
Turn your mic, sis.
Oh, okay. Oh, can you hear me
Okay, here we
now?
go. We got you.
I was drinking water, so I put my mouthpiece up.
Oh, I got you.
So that's why. Um, so you're teaching classes now. Um, what made you decide to teach?
It was a demand at the time because I teach students, and I could tell when some students would need extra classes. And a lot of persons would have come to me and they said, I would like lessons on this and that. Do you offer that? I said, I could. At the time, it was during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, I had this program. I'm like, yeah, I could send out video links and we could do one-on-ones. And it made sense to me, and I thought there would have been a disconnect, but it worked out pretty well. So I continued with it.
Is there a maximum number for your class? Like, would you take a class of 20 or 15? Are they Zoom classes? Take us on that. Let's talk about your classes, the availability, what's offered. If there are any requirements, what do you require?
Mhm. At the moment, I'm doing one-on-ones right now. I've taken on probably about 6 or 10 persons, but it's not ever in the same setting. I would look for your availability and time slots during the week. That's between Monday to Thursday. And you get a certain time slot, never more than an hour and a half.
Hmm.
So I know after a certain time, persons zone out,
Yep.
fall asleep. There's two types. If you have a graphics tablet, then we can engage in a different virtual class. If you don't, we work with sketchbooks as well. So you can have your sketchbook, pencil, pen, a 4B, 6B, 6B pencil, or if you can get an 8B pencil and an eraser, and you're good to go. And you just put your camera on the book so I can examine your work, or take a picture and send it to me. And we work on that. For most persons, that's how I've been working. They bring their sketchbooks and they take a picture, and then I actually send them to do projects until the next class.
Hmm.
And then we go through the project again.
Yeah. I mean, everything is all virtual, not, on like us having this meeting
Yeah,
on Zoom. So I was just wondering how you did
convenience.
that, how you hold your classes there. Do you do um
So I would, as you see how I am, I would share my screen, but then I would be like a small person on the side like this, and you see me
okay.
drawing, and I'm on the screen, which will be over here. You see the work that I'm doing, so you are able to follow along with me.
Oh, okay. All right. So so if someone wanted to sign up for your class, is there a link?
There is a link.
How
What I would do, I would tell them to email gxhewlett@gmail.com. You tell me your availability, your time, and then I'll respond to you.
Okay.
It's gxhewlett@gmail.com. Yeah.
Okay. And this will be in the description box below. So, if for all of you aspiring, oh, there you go. You put it in the chat. Aspiring graphic artists, you'll be able to find this information in the link below.
Sharpen up your skills. You're just getting started with drawing. You get all the basics. And then if you feel that you are above average, then we can start working on little on little on little details to help sharpen your skills. Because I'm not trying to get you I'm not trying to get you to turn you into me. I'm trying to find your style and help you perfect your style.
That's important. That is important.
Because when you're trying to copy someone, it's ugh.
Hmm.
Well, if I can
Yeah.
get you to help you become yourself, 10 times. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you're free to create, You can't be creative if you're trying to be someone else. So if you were going to give an inspiring word for on encouraging word to an aspiring graphic designer, what would you say?
Well, I'll tell them, keep drawing, keep doing what you're doing, because what you do when no one is looking is what matters. What you do when no one is looking is what matters. If when you're sleeping, somebody is out there drawing and perfecting their craft. So I recommend you keep drawing, keep perfecting your craft, make yourself better, become comfortable in who you are.
That's excellent. So for all
That's
of
awesome.
you, yeah, I mean, we have a couple of uh, merchants in Yazoo Apparel Mall who write children's books. Um, and this would be something really good. Now, you've made it so that I don't even have to share my screen. So I'm gonna ask if you could just slide slide over a little bit and just take a look at. I mean, I've just never seen a display like this before where you could just scroll, how it just scrolls right on. um but if you are, you know you write children's books and you need someone to help uh bring those books to life, then you could reach out to brother Alberto and work that out with him. If you are an inspiring graphic designer, or if you are a graphic designer and you are looking to um, just improve or build on what you know, then you can reach out to Brother Alberto again. Um, the links to contact him will be in the description box. So, Brother Alberto, I do have one more question here for you.
Uh,
Do you have a favorite? What was your most favorite project that you worked on? Do you have a favorite? You must have a favorite.
oh goodness. Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's all of them, y'all.
They're all different and special. Uh, which one would be a favorite of mine? The favorite will be what I'm working on now.
Well, that's a good answer.
The favorite be what I'm working on now, but I'm just not ready to release it as yet.
Oh, okay.
Of
Oh, I
course,
thought you
if
meant.
I say it's a favorite, it's because it's animation. You know, I love animation already. When this drops, faces will melt.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I can't wait. We gotta premiere that then. If everybody's face is gonna drop, then we need to premiere of how everybody's face is gonna drop.
Oh,
And
that's
we
true.
Mhm.
need to
I
do
would
a
have to give a
premiere on that.
warning. We're gonna have to wear 3D glasses. 'Cause we want to be able to see the whole production and not lose your face.
Well, I can't wait to
Wow.
see it then. If you
I'm trying to get a couple of more persons on the project so we can move quicker.
Mhm.
So we can
Oh,
be quicker. So it's just not me animating alone.
mhm. So
When
you're working on a team.
that's
You're
right.
working on putting together a team. Oh, that's awesome.
I do
That's
animate on
awesome.
my own, it just takes a little longer.
Mhm.
If it's more simple projects like animatic, I didn't speak about that earlier, because before the final showing of the animation, there's
Mhm.
normally an animatic, and the animatic is like the animation, but it's lightly animated. So like certain movements you'll see, it will look like a comic strip, but then you'll see certain animations in the midst of it, and then it's not fully animated.
Oh, you know what I want to ask? Do you have, like, my granddaughter, she made a little animated cartoon, and I mean my son was very surprised and so was I. She's like, "Oh, look, grandma, look what I did." And she made it all animated and she had a little storyline to go with it. And I was like, "Okay, who taught you how to do that?" She was like, "Oh, no one." So, do you have age requirements?
Um, I wouldn't say an age requirement, a skill requirement. If
Okay.
if you pass, if you can do certain things, your motor skills are up, your hand-eye coordination, then you're ready. If you're a toddler and you could draw, you can comprehend, I can speak and communicate with you, you can follow instructions, then
Hmm.
you're ready for the course.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wow. So something like that would be your class
Will
would
be
be
good for her.
really good. I mean, I was like, how did you even do that? But she did. She made a
Did she
little
use a flip book?
no, she showed it to me on her tablet. She was just like, "Look what I did," and
Oh,
she made it run and jump and jump off of a cliff, and she had talk and just I can't do it.
that reminds me of my little brother. My little brother Junior did that. He had an app that did like some stick animation. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cool, Junior. But so from then he started learning the basics of animation, the
Hmm.
framework. And I'm like, that's good. Even if you're not drawing it, it's still good that you're learning the basics of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I said, "Did you get that?" My son can look at you and just draw. Like I used
Oh,
to be able to do that. Like
mhm.
I could look at something and then go home and draw it exactly the way I saw it, but I don't have that anymore. So
Really?
talk about the importance of trying of um uh keeping up with that gift, because it is a gift that can be you
Take
can
it.
lose it if
Yeah.
you don't use it,
Use
and I
it.
was
Thank
very good
you.
at it.
Thank you. It's a big thing. I had a lot of friends, a lot of persons I've met was like, I used to be so good and it's gone. I'm like, that's right, man. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it.
Mhm.
If you're not in it, you can't win.
Yeah.
You gotta keep doing it. It's not so much like riding a bike. It has to be a part of you, and you have to really like doing it. Another thing I tell my students is only difference between you and everybody else is that you're gonna do the work. A lot
Mhm.
of persons don't like doing the work, but they love the end product.
Mhm. Yeah.
So get used
Yeah.
to doing the work, learn to love it.
Mhm.
So stay in
What
it.
Brother Hewlett, what are the requirements for your animation team?
The animation
What are you
team,
looking for? What type
uh,
of experience do they have? Have to have.
medium to expert, uh, primarily background animation artists. You have to know basic keyframe animation. Need to be able to copy styles very easily, and if not an animator, an editor, a video editor. That's a whole
Okay.
different process. So
Mhm.
a couple persons to be able to copy framework to do basic drawings, and persons to edit,
Okay.
video
Okay.
editing.
Mhm. All right, so we are
Uh,
I'm not sure if I
Programs.
know.
Sorry, let me list programs. Animation CC, Adobe Animation CC, uh, Adobe Photoshop, uh, After Effects, and Premiere,
Okay.
Adobe Premiere. Those are the programs that we'll be using.
Mostly Adobe's. Okay.
Yeah, most
All
of
right.
the
Thank you.
Adobe suite.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so we are coming up on time, and this has been truly, truly a blessing. You will find the links in the description box below. We want to thank you for joining us. It is not complicated. It is graphic.
Sophisticated.
I was practicing. I wanted to say that. So
Complicated.
you see the work here. Again, you write children's books,
Top.
you need some animation work done. Uh, this is your brother here. Reach out, reach out. It is
Top
gxhewlett
notch.
at gmail.com. Did I? say that correctly?
Yes.
And then so that link will also be in the description box below. If you're interested, you can just reach right out. If you're an aspiring graphic designer, or you want to brush up on your skills, reach out to Brother Hewitt, and he will get you on your way. Any last words for our audience before we say
Sayonara. Same as we started, man. All praises be to the Most High. Send it back to the Creator.
hallelujah?
All praises. All praises.
Sister Shonda, did you want to add anything in closing?
I sure do. If you have a business or a service or any type of what do I want to say? Any type of talent that the Most High has given you, please reach out to us at Y'all's Approved Apparel Mall Team at gmail.com and explain to us what the Most High has done for you to give you the tools to help build his kingdom. And with that, I will say thank you for watching and shalom.
Hello.
Yep, and you have a product, good, or service or ministry, you want to become a merchant in our mall. Again, just like Sister Shonda said, reach out to us at Yah's Approved Apparel Team at gmail.com. That description box will also be in the link below. You can also find us on Hebrew Connect. You can find Brother Alberto also on Hebrew Connect, Graphixicated on HebrewConnect.com.
Correct.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Zion, Zion, only you remedy, 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 only you remedy. When is my people gonna learn? If you Zion.